So we'll start out just by getting things lubricated. Get everybody warmed up. Go in one direction. Then go back the other way. The elbows. Go back the other way. And full shoulder rotation and look behind, look in front, look behind, big full rotation. It's really go. I did it to the side so you could see it. And go forward. The other arm. Go forward. And the hips. Go back the other way. And legs together and the knees. And back the other way. And the ankle, the weight on one leg and twisting the other at the ankles and the toes maybe. And back the other way. Switching feet. Back the other way. And with the neck, either go forward and back or in a full circle. Shouldn't hurt, so if you have a stiff neck, do it forward and back. And then reverse it or go right and left. Okay, and then swinging the arms with the fingers open. Don't hit the chest on this one. We'll do that later. Now it's just swinging. Slowly raise the arms. Bring them up over your head like a helicopter. Slowly roll lower. And Then we'll come down and we're going to start in the Fuji position, which is just natural legs, shoulder width apart on the full foot of the bottom of your feet. Arms slightly away from the body, like you're holding an egg. So you don't squish it or you don't drop it. It's just really just hanging there. And you elongate your neck, like you're pulling your head up, and take your pelvic area and twist it just slightly, like you're almost starting to sit. So this is coming down, this is coming up. You're stretching your spine. Chin just down a little in order to bring that head up. And slowly breathe in, the whole chest expanding and collapsing. Use all of the lungs. Breathing in, breathing out. But your hands are down, I'm just showing you where the oxygen is going. In and out of your nose. Follow the breath all the way in to the body. The whole body expands as you breathe in. The whole body collapses as you breathe out. We're starting really deep into the center core of the body. We're starting to activate the Qi, the energy sources. And the breath comes in to activate it. Now, as we bring our hand onto the lower dantian, just by touching, it starts to activate the energy in the lower dantian. So again, we're following the breath coming in, the whole chest expands, but we're following the energy come down into the lower dantian. It's getting stimulated just by touch and by mentally concentrating on that area. We can feel, what is our body feeling like inside? If you want, you can even close your eyes because we haven't changed the position, and just see if you can follow the Qi come into the body and find itself right behind your hands in the center of your lower dantian. It's starting to percolate just by following it and touching it. Now we're going to bring our hands and just hold your back right above your kidneys and your lower back. And again, it's being activated by touch. And as you breathe in, now you feel your back expand, not just the front of your chest, but your back expands with each breath. And you're starting to activate the action in the kidneys. So the Wu Qi is really the immune system is starting to be activated. And it starts in the white blood cells. That's where the white blood cells are built, is in the bone marrow. So we'll be working on the bone marrow, but it's getting signals from the kidneys. Enzymes from the kidneys are being sent to the white blood cells to get them activated. That's our real immune system. I feel it expanding, feel it getting warmer. Now deep inside, I want to start vibrating the inside. So I'm going to make cups with my hand and start massaging my back, the lower back. Get low, come up, go low. And you can be slow at this. Really massaging your lower back. Now we're going to start getting faster. Really getting it vibrating. You can feel the whole spine vibrating. And we'll start slowing down. The whole body is stimulated, just started from this center core. Slowing down. Now we want to have a closed fist, and we'll start beating slowly the sides of the ribs, the lower part. Left side is the spleen, the right side is the liver. Again, working with our white blood cells, the spleen helps mature the white cells, and the liver also sends more energy to it for their ultimate final development. And we'll go a little faster. So by hitting this area, again, starting to tell the white blood cells, you have a purpose. And we're getting you started, getting faster. If they were dormant, they won't be for long. Now, you can feel the energy throw out to this closed fist and then get pulled right back in to the ribs, lower ribs, where the spleen. Get faster. Maybe the twisting will be slower to get the faster arms. And then slowly bring it down in terms of speed. Now you see that we're actually, the key element for the Wuji is the metal element, which is the lungs, but we're bringing in the wood and the water through the exercise because they all work together. Now we're coming up to the sternum and tapping the sternum, here waking up the heart. And again, an area just under the sternum that helps develop the white blood cells. And this is started slow, and then we're going to get faster. And we can feel that jar right into the heart and the lungs, both. And faster. You go as fast as you can and don't hurt yourself. If you have buttons on your shirt, be careful. And then slowing down. One last big clump. And now you can really feel everything is going fast. Now what we want to do with fingers straight up, we bring our hands up and go up on your toes. on your toes, and then like lightning and thunder at the same time. Slam down the heel on the bottom to jar the system. I'm on my toes, come down, and I feel my heel hit the ground as it jars the system. Again, you feel the center of the bones being activated with that jarring. Up, down, come up, on our toes, down, hitting the heels. I saw a video a long time ago, and I looked again, that you can open a bottle of wine by slamming on the bottom of the bottle. It pressures the other direction, and it'll pop the cork out. And this is what you're doing. You're jarring the inside and getting everything to flow, breaking any clots that might be. One last time. Up, down. Now I bring my hand to relax a little and come up and bring it down in here. And I'm going to start to wiggle. So from the waist in my arms, slight twisting, and I slowly get the whole body in the motion faster. And I'm going to wiggle the whole body like I'm shaking the whole body. I stuck my finger in the electric current. I'm all shaken up. I shook a soda bottle, and the bubbles are getting extended out to the sides. And I just wiggle as fast as I can. And then slow down. As you slow down, you can really feel, again, the activation. Bring my hand in to calm down a little. And I feel the edges of my body are really stimulated. I brought everything out to the outside. Those seltzer bubbles are coming out of my pores. As they come around to the back, I'm not hitting, I'm going to smooth the surface. Going down the back leg, I'm smoothing it. If you're in bare feet, touch the bottom of your feet, the beginning of the kidneys, inside of the leg. Inside of the arm goes out, smoothing it. It's like I'm shining my metal armor. That's the most important element that we've stimulated, is the metal element, and I'm shining it across. Don't touch your face, but you can go across your head, your neck, your back, come around again, and feel pushing it, smoothing the armor around down the backside, up the inside, down the inside of the arm, back up. This is the general flow of the energy in the body. It's as if my hands keep moving your arms around, but it's if my hands are straight up. So it says that energy comes up the front, and where's my arms? Here, and it goes down my back. So I'm doing that same thing, but my arms, so you remember which direction the energy flows. And I feel it, feel the warmth. I might feel tingling. Come around the back, maybe twist your ears a little, massage them. Come down the back. One more time around. Feel my kidneys, the back of my legs. come around. This is the shell that I've created, that I'm polishing and smoothing. The iron metal, come around the back. Now, as I come to my back, now I want to cut my hands and be without touching. Very slow, follow the same pattern. And see if you can feel this space. I'm essentially stimulating an area just away from the body. So I'm creating another protective barrier slightly away from my body. And in an effort to kind of cushion any attack to the system through this exterior barrier before it then gets a stronger hard surface barrier along the skin. I want to follow this and see if I can feel this head. Feel an area around your head, like you're glowing. Feel your glow. Feel the glow that you've created. An inch or two away. Just by wherever our hand is, it's stimulating that Qi force, the field force that's around you. And you might feel it more definite in one place versus the other. See when you move one hand across the other really slow, if you feel them pushing away from each other. It's a very common feel because both hands are so stimulated. They're pushing away from each other. We'll try it on the other side. As they come up and I go one hand across the other without touching, see if I can feel one pushing away from the other. Come around. Up around the top. And then down the back. Now I want to do my microcosmic orbit. I want to balance off the yin and the yang as the energy comes up through the back. My hands are pointed up, come down in the front. I'm just dipping so you can see the picture. As I breathe out, comes up between the legs, and I'm breathing in as I bring it up the back of the spine. Breathe out as it comes up through the front side. I'm balancing out yin and yang. The back side is the yang, and through the water channel, water path is coming up through the back and then filling the yin in the front in an effort to balance that out. Now, once we have this momentum going, it will stay going. This whole pattern that I've created, it doesn't stop when I stop moving my arms. I've created something that will continue to keep me balanced. They come around. And I come down in front and hold my hand on the lower dantian and feel what's inside. How have I activated this whole field? The Qi force, the Wu Qi, we're going to now really work on it. This is just the first step. We got one more step to go. But I feel inside that it's really active and moving and and the warmth under my hand. Now as I come back to my first position of this Fuji position, I see how is it different than before. Now the Wei Qi, different than Wu Ji, is the stance. Wei Qi is the immune system in itself. Now it's active. We activated it, but we want to make it stronger. We want to really work on a system that will take what's active and make it stronger to really help with the immune system. So we bring our hands together, and just by touching, I breathe in as they come up. Palms are touching. Breathe out as I go down, pushing my hands down. Breathing in, I feel my right and left side balancing out. I won't be able to keep the center line with my prayer position if I don't have equal pressure on the right side and the left side. So I'm creating this equal pressure, breathing in, breathing out. Now also what I'm doing is I'm opening up this, get a little further again, so you see my hands at the top, staying in the prayer position. Breathe out as they come down. Balancing right and left, but also creating this column right through the center. And that column, as I go down, is touching the earth. My hand's way up here, but the column went all the way down into the earth, and I piped into the earth. As I breathe in, my column goes all the way up into the heavens. So I've opened up this center tube to tune me in to the earth and the heaven, letting it flow through me and mixing in the middle. Breathe out, breathe in. Now as I come down to the center, I'm going to stop, point my hands away, push away, and making it flat. And what I want to do now is bring one hand behind with my palm facing away and the other hand pointing up, and then lean to the side. Come out again and go the opposite way. Now what happens when I lean to the side? I'm breathing out here. And now I want to breathe in. Top hand pointing up, back hand pointing away. Breathing in as I twist to the side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, go to the side. Breathe out, breathe in, sorry. Now, what's happening when I tilt to the side, I'm extending this side of all my ribs are opening up and creating a wider area for my lungs to bring in more oxygen. By twisting and breathing in, this whole area is expanding out. I'm using the sides of my lungs by stretching, making more space between the ribs. Gives me more area in my lungs, which is what? The metal element. And I'm strengthening this whole area. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. So this whole sequence, even though it's part of the Wu Qi, the immune system, it's strengthening it before we had activated it. Now, the lungs are so important in this whole area. Now we bring our hands down and relax. We're going to go through with another lung exercise. So we Qi lock, thumbs in, and we're going to take from the 12 rivers, our dragon clears the path exercise. Just the one out of all 12 we're going to do. I'll walk you through this. First, we'll just do one. No, we're not going to do all 12, just this one, because we're emphasizing metal, which is the lungs. I twist, and I'm going to lead with my little finger. Come up and around the back, up and around the front, and come in. Now we're going to concentrate on breathing. I breathe out as I go away, and only breathing in the back, breathing in, continuing in the front, and then breathe out. So I got much more in than out. So breathing in, continuing, then a big out to make room for another one. As we move our hand around, follow it with your eyes. It's like your eyes are making a loop in their socket. Follow it, go around. We're exercising the eyes here. Breathe out. Breathe in as I follow it all around. Continuing to breathe in, following it around. Come in. Breathe out. As I breathe in, I'm feeling the front of my chest. Way over here, I'm feeling the side. And as I come up here, I'm feeling the back of my lungs. So I'm really getting an exercise with my lungs of all the areas of the lungs, the front, the side, and the back. And then I go out one more time on each side, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Come in and balance. Now there was so much breathing in. It was a collective, more and more stronger Qi coming into the body. But we have to balance that out. So again, with the feet flat on the ground, another metal exercise is as I breathe in, bringing the palms flat, coming in. Now a hard exhale as I drop, push out. I'm counterbalancing all of the in that I was doing before to have a really heavy out, sinking with the out motion, breathing in and out. This is part of the 5 ways, and it's the metal element within the 5-way exercise group. And again, we're only working with lungs and metal of all the different sequences in different exercises. I put them together in order to strengthen more than ever my metal and lung. Now, what else is associated with metal and lungs is grief. The grief characteristic. And grief is associated with loss. So why is this so important? Because we've essentially lost a lot of our freedoms, and it can really affect us psychologically. And we're pushing it, we're cleaning that out. That loss and grief, I absorb it and push it away. I don't want it to internalize. I have to be happy. I got to figure out how to cope by not internalizing it, by just getting rid of it. It comes, I get the rules, and I push away. It says it doesn't affect me. I'll abide by them. I'll do what's important. But I won't let it stay inside as they come up and then push away. And I relax. Now there's one more very important metal position. So we have 5 elements. One of the 5 elements is the metal element. And here I want to go weight on the back leg. The front leg is kind of in a cat stance. So most of the weight is on the back leg, and the front leg is on my toes or on the front part of my foot, like a cat stance. Then I bring my top hand, if it's the left foot, it's going to be the left hand is right in front of my eyes, and the other hand is just below where the stomach is, a little bit pointed out in a sharp knife position. And the knife is made out of metal, and I've been able to create it into a fine utensil to be able to cut through anything. The metal is the protection, but the sharpness is the ability to have my immune system differentiate between what needs actually to come into the body and what needs to be cut away and blocked from coming into the body. So you can do this at a high stance, just really upright. Or if you really want to work on it, come way down low. And you see that in this cat, I'm ready to pounce. The cat is ready. The weight again on the back leg. Get tired, come up a little. But concentrate on this one hand below the other sheer edge, the metal edge of the differentiation and the hardness of the steel. Okay, relax, come into the middle. But now, what do? The other side. Again, hands in a knife position, legs in this cat stance, ready to pounce, and the ability that I've worked on the white. What's important about white blood cells? They attack the element inside the body, and they leave the good things alone. They know how to differentiate. And we're training the element through the metal to do the same. We're helping the white blood cells do what it was developed for. And we're just basically breathing at your own pace. No correlation because there's no movement. If you need to breathe out of your mouth because you're tired, that's okay, but breathe in through the nose. Okay, now we come, stand up. And now back to the microcosmic orbit to balance everything out. Coming up, breathing in up through the back, breathing out, come down the front, and feel the difference of what this whole area around me is. I feel the weight in my hands that comes up and over and come down the front. I start calming down. Again, getting this path, the circulation. Even though we emphasize the metal, we're trying then now to move that energy around through all of the 5 organs, 5 areas of the wood and the water and the fire and the metal, all get balanced through their elements of this mixing. Then breathe in, follows at the level of where my hands are, of where the chi is going in the body. Then breathe out, there's an element that's just level with my hands as it gets pushed down, up through between my legs. It comes up around again, up my back. And this time as I come down, I'm going to bring my hands on to the lower dantian, again to calm it down, feeling the heat go into my wuji, the original, stretching the spine, feeling the balance of the whole body. Now I'm going to concentrate as I'm breathing. What do I feel? What's excited? Where's the heat? When I breathe in, it comes in the body, into the lower dantian. As I breathe out, I want to push it out to every extremity of the body. Breathing in, the chi comes into the body. Breathing out, I keep it in by extending it out to every extremity part of the body. I'm going to follow that with my breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. Now this position, actually on your own, you can do this every day, just standing in this Wuji position. It's standing on posts is another word for it, or you just basically get the balance of the body to calm down and really have control of it. It's very hard to extend this to a 20-minute period, but something to work for. Bringing the hands into the lower dantian. We want to come up the right side, across the top, and down your left side. So don't mirror me, but do the words up the right, across the top, down the left. And I'm basically making this spiral in from the circle on the outside. It's spiraling inside into a very point into the center of the dantian in an effort to calm it all down. One more time, up the right, across the top, down the left. And now I'm in the center. I want to reverse it. That's why I wanted to make sure you're following the words instead of the picture. Up the left, across the top, down the right, come across the bottom, up the left, across the top. In an effort to slow it all down, we really, really activated it and strengthened it. And now we want to get it balanced out again. As we come across this time, just holding it into the center. And again, following my breath, really feel the heat. The energy might be tingling. Different parts of my body might be tingling. Hot or cold. Could have pins and needles somewhere potentially. Magnetic fields. Breathing in and out of the nose. As I slow it all down. So these two sections that